Here today with Esteban Villanueva from GB Magazine, formerly Gente Bien. And he's going to just tell us a little bit about the publication and the transition that they recently made. And it's a bicultural magazine, so we're going to talk a little bit to you today about some Hispanic marketing tactics and things that you should consider.
Giving Back magazine, and originally called Gente Bien, was a magazine that my wife and I developed 4 years ago. We realized that there wasn't a media outlet that was catered to and tailored to the Hispanics of the community that we identify. Originally, the name of the magazine was Gente Bien, which is a play on words for the Spanish community. It kind of means just the nice. But over the years, we saw that our magazine was really focused on was charitable events, giving back to the community, and we wanted to make that very clear to our reader and the public in general. So we rebranded the magazine from Gente Bien to Giving Back, and we're really focusing on black tie events, charities, and organizations on both sides of the border, and focusing on Hispanics contributing to the community.
I had a chance to read through some of the more recent issues that you have both Spanish language and English language content in here. What's the reason for doing that?
The magazine is published in English and Spanish because Hispanics culturally identify with their own language. The majority of our readers can speak English and Spanish, read English and Spanish, and are fluent. Some may have an accent, but the majority are equally able to conduct business, go shopping in both languages. But seeing it in Spanish, they realize that this is something that is closer to their hearts. Our readers see Spanish language, they realize that it's coming from their community, and they identify local media, such as ourselves, is able to touch on topics that are relevant here. When the Hispanic goes home, they may be watching satellite television that is broadcast from Miami, satellite radio that is from Colombia, and it is very difficult to reach the Hispanic locally through local media. And if you are a major corporation, a Fortune 500, and you're advertising on national television, that's fantastic. But if you don't have that budget and are trying to reach the Hispanics locally, you need to do it through targeted local campaigns, such as magazines like ours.
You talk about two things there. You talk about consumption of media on a local level, so where people go to actually look for interesting content, news, events, within the realm of where they live. And also, you talk a little bit about how people are consuming that content. So what are things that advertisers should consider when they're trying to reach a bilingual audience?
The most important thing is to realize that Hispanics are a diverse population. There is not one Hispanic, there's not a mold that fits everybody. There are Hispanics that are into classical music, there are Hispanics that are into regional music, there are Hispanics that are into the museums. You never know. There is just as much diversity in the Hispanic population as in the non-Hispanic. So one should be aware that the message should be catered to the public, and that one is careful to transmit a message that is understood by the target audience and avoid generalization.
Any trends you see going on here locally in bicultural marketing? Anybody you can think of that are doing a really good job of marketing to the community?
There are a lot of people who are making a great effort to extend a hand to the Hispanic community. There are the museums in Balboa Park, for instance, that have made efforts to translate all of their exhibits into Spanish. The San Diego Opera that has a page in their program that gives the synopsis of the opera in Spanish. It is simple gestures that open the door to people to say, you know, Hispanics are welcome here. Hispanics are invited, and we appreciate your presence.
Esteban, tell me about somebody that maybe you've seen in your publication that's actually done a good job of reaching the Hispanic audience with some of their advertisements.
Sure. We have, as an advertiser, and very proud to have them, Tiffany & Company is an advertiser on the back cover of Giving Back magazine. And we have their ad in Spanish. They actually run the only ad in the United States in Spanish on the back cover of our magazine. Now, you can go to Mexico and you'll see Tiffany & Company in Spanish, but they realize that our market is a Tiffany & Company customer and they want to reach them in Spanish. So they're extending a hand and explaining to the consumer that we speak Spanish at Tiffany & Company. We appreciate you and we welcome you to be part of our store.
Just about translating it from English to Spanish either, correct?
Correct. Simply translating, like Google Translate, gives you an idea of what the ad or the text may be talking about, but the simple placement of one word or using the wrong phrase at the wrong time can not only embarrass you, but can just sort of insult your reader. So you have to be very careful. There are different spellings, different words, different phrases that are used regionally, and one has to be very careful. One has to be aware of what the target audience is and how to communicate directly to them.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming in,
No, my
taking
pleasure.
the time. And if you haven't taken a look at Gente Bien, or now called Giving Back magazine, where can they get a copy of this?
Well, we distribute throughout all of San Diego and Tijuana. You can look for us most easily online, actually, at www.gbsan.com. And if anyone has any questions, we'd be more than happy to help them out.
Thank you very much.
No, my
That's about
pleasure.
it. All right.
Thank you.